I'll read. This is Drax the Destructoid number 2. It is written by Kevin Giffen and drawn by Breitweiser. And I am a big fan of Breitweiser. I think he is a great artist, and you should all go and support his Indiegogo campaign. Ready Rooster 1. Really good cover here. There's Phineas and he is fighting Drax. The art in this is really good. I mean, you can pretty much turn to any page and the art is really good. Maybe not this one though, because it is an advertisement. This series, it was a mini-series from 2005, really good, and it's actually this series that redesigned Drax, the one that gave him tribal tattoos and knives like in the films. And I find it fascinating that Kevin Giffen and Breitweiser were the ones responsible for this revamp, and they get zero credit. They're not listed in the credits of the films, they're not invited to film premieres, and poor Milhouse Breitweiser, he was fucking blacklisted from the industry. First thing though, this cover, it is good, but it is fake news. Phineas isn't even in this comic. This is the second issue of the mini-series, and what you need to know is there was a prison transfer ship, and Drax was one of the prisoners, and it crash-landed on Earth in the rural backyards of the Americas. And Drax, he isn't really a problem, but all the other prisoners on board, they are. Like, there is this Skrull fella, and he's very nasty. And there is Lowball from the Omega Men. And there's also this teenage girl here, and she gets tied up into the plot. And I'll tell you what, it is fucking embarrassing, right? This teenage girl, Kevin Giffen, he is a pretty old man. Even when this came out, he'd been working in the industry since the 70s. And his teenage girl here, it is more accurate and better written than just about anything that the Tumblr crowd did. You know, like stuff with Miss Muslim or Squirrel Woman. And the girl, she's arguing with the prison inmates. They want to take over the small town. Meanwhile, Drax, he is fighting two of the other prisoners, these rejects from Blobbyland. And this is still when he was in his big, massive, super strong form, kind of like the Hulk. He was also quite stupid in this form. He was quite dumb. And he's fighting them. And I think one of the greatest tragedies of this series is that Elizabeth Breitweiser didn't do the colours. This is before she and Milhouse met though. And as far as I know, they don't have access to a time machine. So they can't go back in time and change this, unfortunately. And the girl meets Drax, and then we get this flashback here, and there's the beautiful bald lady, Moon Garden, drawn by Milhouse Breitweiser, and she looks absolutely divine. And I'm a bit confused because I have no idea how he did this, what he used for reference, because this is before he met Elizabeth. So what was he drawing on for this beautiful woman? Moon Garden is in it because obviously she is Drax's daughter. That is all we see of her in the issue, unfortunately. And then the girl, well, Drax is so stupid, he sees this teenage girl and he thinks that it is his daughter. And the girl, she's kind of like sarcastic and cynical, and she thinks it would be cool to play along and kind of have like a pet big alien man. And there's an advert there, and something you will notice about this comic is every single page there is a fucking advert. I have counted up, there are 28 pages of adverts in this comic. There's only 22 pages of story. Over 50% of this comic is fucking advertisements. It's absurd. There is one page in the whole comic that you can open to and not be advertised something. The evil aliens, the Skrull, he is trying to take over the town, he's doing nasty things, and this old woman stands up to him. And I really like this bit, because you just don't see stuff like in this comics anymore. So she is standing up to the Skrull, and then he just fucking kills her. I mean, that is great. Like, he just kills her dead. That's what I like. Like, nowadays, she would be like, validated and embarrassed the villains. But here, he just kills her for standing up to her. I like that. Villains should be villains. And then we've got some more stuff with the teenage girl, and it is just so much better written than anything you get these days. Like, she has got a friend who is afraid of the aliens, and then we've got Drax, he's fighting the blobbies some more, and the Skrull comes over, and the Skrull is getting annoyed because they haven't killed Drax yet. So the Skrull decides to step in, and he shapeshifts into Phineas, hence the cover. And then he just impales Drax through the head with a spike and kills Drax, and the comic ends there. And what a cliffhanger, eh? I mean, this is obviously leading into how Drax is reborn with like the tattoos and stuff, but this is really exciting. And this is, by the way, the only page in the comic where there isn't an advertisement. Although, if you look closely there, in the shop window, there is a sign for something costing 99 cents. So that is technically an advert. And then we have got the letters column, and there's a cover for the next issue. There's a new design. This is the issue that debuts that. And we've got these bonus bits here, design artwork from Millhouse Breitweisers. And I first read this in the trade paperback, and they didn't include these bonuses. The only time I have seen these is in the single issues, and they're really interesting. Like, there you've got Mr. Blobby, there you've got Lowball, there's a teenage girl, and this one here is a prison uniform. And the first time I read this story, and I hadn't seen this artwork, I didn't realise all the characters, they are actually wearing this prison uniform. It's a really good, subtle little bit of design work. Like there, look, the Skrull, he is wearing it, and Lowball, he is wearing it, but it's easy to miss because the top half is torn off and you can only see the little bit there. And later on, you can see that Drax is wearing it as well. His is torn apart as well, and the blobbies, they're wearing it too. Like theirs is torn as well, but there's, you can see a lot there. You can see the yellow bits definitely on there. It's just such a subtle, good little bit of design work. This comic, it is really good. The mini-series in general, I recommend you go and read it. It's fantastic. It reintroduced Drax to a new audience, and it's just really well written. It's got fantastic art by Millhouse Breitweisers, and really, I can't rate this high enough. Well, maybe don't get the single issues because they're fucking... The amount of adverts in it is obscene, but really, go and track this down. Get the trade paperback. I think it was called Drax Earthfall. It's really good. I rate it 7 thumbs up.